Hello there, you're welcome to the Billionaire Journey podcast. My name is Shola Matthew, and I want to say that if you have not subscribed to a newsletter, please go over to thebillionairejourney.com and subscribe to our newsletter. Okay, let's get started on today's topic. Today, I want to look at one of the top secrets of copywriters. Right. So, most of the time when we talk about copywriting, a lot of people usually think that, you have to know how to write big letters, you have to know how to use big words and all of that. But it's not always the case. Now, before we even go into the top secrets of copywriters, I think we should define what exactly is copywriting and what the difference between copywriting and content marketing. So many people, when they hear copywriting, they often think of copyright, but it's not like that. Like they are not the same thing. Copyright is when you have a right to something, right? For example, maybe you write a book and then you say you are the sole owner of this book. Nobody can publish it without your consent and all of that. That is copyright. Now, copywriting is different. Copywriting is basically writing or creating offers to persuade people to buy something. And usually, the product of copywriting is called a copy, right? For example, when you write, advert, right? The product of that advert, the words on the flyers or on the website, those things are called copy. And it could be on image, it could be on a podcast like this, it could be a video, all those things are called copies, right? They are called copy. So what is the difference between copywriting and content marketing? Content marketing is basically writing, usually a blog post. It could also be a video to educate your customers or your prospects into doing business with you, especially to build trust and to let them know you, like you, and trust you, right? That is content marketing. For example, now what I'm doing with this podcast is basically content marketing because we are giving you value, right? And as we're giving you value, you tend to say, oh, well, this guy tends to know a lot of things. I believe he can help me with my business, or he can help me with podcasting, or he can help me succeed at this or that, just because you've been consuming my podcast, right? You've been consuming the Billionaire Journey podcast. So you see the difference. But when it comes to copies, right? Copywriting is usually just to persuade someone to buy something, especially now. Although sometimes it might take time. Maybe, for example, now if you have an email marketing system or email autoresponder, and then somebody signs up to your email today, right? Maybe you try to upsell something immediately, but after like 2 days, the person receives another email. Then 4 days later, the person receives another email, and so on and so forth. It's still copywriting because you've written those copies to persuade the person to buy something from you, right? So those are the differences, between copyright, and content marketing. So what is the top secret of copywriters that we want to discuss today? Now, one of the top secrets of copywriters is that they don't actually write. What they do is assemble copies. And you might be wondering, so what do I mean? Isn't that you have to write? Don't you have to write or something? Of course, you write. Either you're right. You see, it's not about the copy itself, or it's not about the medium itself. It's about the copy. It's not about the medium itself. It's about the copy. So what did I mean? Either I'm talking on a podcast like this. Maybe I'm trying to persuade someone to buy something from me, or I'm trying to use a video to persuade someone to buy something from me, or I write emails or articles or copies, so as we call them, to buy something from me. It doesn't matter. What matters is assembly of the copy. So what do I mean by assembly? Now, there are different aspects of copywriting that you must add to a copy in order for your copy to be successful. right? And that is why we call them assembly, because usually top copywriters don't tend to disturb themselves or rack their brains all the time in order to create a copy. They already have a system. It's just like if you look at most of the top blockbuster movies, you see that almost all of them have the same progressions. For example, there's usually, for example, all these villains movies, there's usually a guy who wants to save a girl from a particular danger, or a girl that has been captured, and then they need to get a treasure. But before the person can get a treasure, he has to save the girl, and then the story ends like that. Usually, if you check all of those villain movies, they're usually written like that. In fact, the recent Black Adam was written the same way. There's always someone that needs to be saved. It could be a female or a male, but usually it's usually a female because they have to also incorporate story. I mean, love story into their movies. So, for example, in Black Adam, let's look at Black Adam. You see that there was a particular lady, right, who needed to be saved. I mean, the whole world. I mean, the whole nation of Black Adam. The whole nation needed to be saved, but it was one lady in particular, and a guy was a son that needed to really be saved. And because they had a top secret about Black Adam, and so the world wanted to get them, but Black Adam had to come to rescue her and to rescue the world. And there's a treasure, right? Especially if you look at the crown, because that crown is powerful, and they needed to protect it. So if you also watch all the movies, like there was this maybe the pirate or something like that, there was always someone that needed to be saved, right? And then when the person now saves the person, or the person that is needed to be saved is being saved, usually the movie is ended. So if you look at all of the movies, they are usually like that. So all you need to do is to steal that particular template and then assemble it, and you create a blockbuster movie. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Check all the movies, you see that they all have the same sequence, right? So it's just assembly. And what I mean by steal, because great copywriters or great artists steal, they don't copy. Some people will go to somebody's website, copy all the content on the website, and just put their name there and say they are copywriters, or they are selling something. That is not ethical, right? But what I mean by steal is you take the concept and refine it and make it your own, right? So that is one of the secrets. They assemble copies, not that they actually kind of create the copy itself. And the major secret I want to even share with you that made me to start this episode is there's something we'll call, even though it's offer, but we'll call it stack offer or stack bonus. So let's say that you want to buy something. If you go check all the great copywriters in the world, like the almighty Gary Halbert, all of them like that, you see that they have this thing I'm talking about. We'll call it stack bonus, right? So for example, let's say you want to sell a product. So this product can help someone to go from A to B, right? And then you realize that, or if you just say, come and buy this product, even though the product, that this product will change people's lives, it will transform people's lives. But you realize that if you just say, come and buy this product, and you put a price on it, people might not buy it. Why? Because of certain resistance, like, maybe the money is too much for this particular product or something like that. So what do you do in that case? What you do is what I'm about to show you. You stack the bonus. And what do I mean by this? So let's say the product is on how someone can maybe overcome diabetes, right? Diabetes. So maybe the product is an ebook or a video course, but let us just say it's an ebook, right? And you say, this book will help you to treat your diabetes in 90 days or less, guaranteed. So maybe you price the ebook at $25. Now you realize that, oh, maybe some people might be skeptical to pay $25, even though $25 is not that much, but you're skeptical that people might be, you think that people might be skeptical to pay you $25 in order to buy that ebook. So what you do is that you add bonus related to that ebook that is going to complement the ebook and add value to the ebook. So now one of the bonuses that you could add is let's say, the book is about what? The book is about how someone can overcome or cure or treat diabetes, right? So one of the ebooks that you could actually add is, the bonuses that you could actually add is maybe 25 food you can eat that will help you, or 25 food you can eat that will help you cure diabetes. So that is not part of the book. Normally, somebody can just add it as one of the chapters of the book, but you extract that and add it as a bonus. So you put it as a bonus 1, 25 fruits or 25 foods you can eat to help you suppress or to help you cure your diabetes. Okay, that's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2, one simple secret exercise that you can do that will not make it painful for you, or one simple easy exercise to that fastens your cure or that fastens your treatment, something like that. You just keep adding those bonuses to it. So let's say at the end of everything you have like 5 bonuses. Now you don't just say these are the bonuses, you need to give the bonuses value. So for example, maybe the first one, 25 foods or fruit that you can eat that that can help you cure diabetes faster. So you can say maybe the value of this is $30, or maybe you say it's $100 or $99 thereabout. And then you put all of that. So at the end of the day, all of your bonuses, maybe they are now worth $319. The major thing you want to sell, my friend, is just $25 ebook. But you have added a bonus that is worth $319. Now, tell me, do you think you are going to buy that book, or do you think your customer is going to buy it or not? They'll most likely buy it, especially if you are targeting the person who needs that ebook. Okay, so now you're giving somebody $319 worth of bonuses just for buying $25 ebook. You're doing that because you want to help the person. You say something like that in your copy, like, to ensure that you succeed, I'm even going to add these bonuses for you for free. So if you buy it within so time and so time, you get this bonus for free, right? Now that is another thing. That's another secret that I need to tell you about. But it's probably one of the things that we're going to talk about in our next episodes, in any of our next episodes on the Billionaire Journey podcast. So what I just said is basically what we call scarcity, right? So because you have to put a scarcity, you have to put a deadline when you're trying to sell something. But most importantly, what I want to talk about in this particular episode is try to learn how to put stack bonus in your offers. And I hope that this episode helps you. I don't usually like our podcast episode to be very, very long, right? So let us know, did you learn something today? I believe that because I shared this particular secret with some of my students, and they made many sales. Like they made a lot of sales into thousands and millions, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. So if you practice this, I guarantee that it's going to increase your business in one way or the other, and it's going to help you to save money and to even make more money. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Billionaire Journey podcast. Please go to thebillionairejourney.com and subscribe to our newsletter. If this podcast has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it with your friends on social media platforms. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you some other time. Bye.